there. So in this video, we're going to look at Module 58, which I actually really like this module. It's a good review of Unit 3. So there's some stuff in here about perfect competition and costs, how do they profit maximize. So it's a really useful module just to kind of skim over the text a little bit and work through some of these problems at the end. So let's do extra practice Module 58. Now the first question is check your understanding, and it says refer to the graph provided to answer the first question. And it gives you a graph of a perfectly competitive firm and their average total cost, their marginal cost, and their Mr. Darp. And the first question says, at what level of output does the firm maximize profit? And we know from Unit 3 that MR equals MC is how they maximize their profit, right? So we look for where does MR equal MC, and we would say that's at quantity 4. So quantity 4, that's where those two things are equal to each other. They equal each other at price 7. Then it says part B, at the profit maximizing quantity, is the firm profitable, break even, or earn a loss? Explain. And for that one, all we have to do is use what we learned in Unit 3, which is comparing kind of a little bit of this stuff in this unit too, is comparing the price and the ATC. And so we would look at it and say at quantity 4, which is where we're at, what is the price? The price is 7. Price equals 7. And what about the ATC? The ATC equals also 7. So they're breaking even because they are equal to each other. And that was the profitability conditions, I think, is in this unit as well. Then it says number 2, if a firm has total cost of 500, so this is totally unrelated to that graph, at a quantity of 50 units, and it is at that quantity that ATC is minimized for the firm, what is the lowest price that would allow the firm to break even? That is earn a normal profit. Explain. Okay, so it's basically telling us, right, that the firm has TC of 500 at quantity 50, and at that quantity, ATC is at the bottom of the U, right? So, so we can actually just figure out we have total cost over quantity is equal to the ATC, and so that's 500 over 50 units. So the ATC is $10. And so the lowest price that would allow the firm to break even would be that price. Because if the price were any lower than that, right, then the firm would be losing money. So if it's $10, then we know that the firm is breaking even. If it's anything above 10, then they're earning a profit. Okay, let's take a look at multiple choice. Number 1. Scroll down a little bit here. A perfectly competitive firm will maximize profit at the quantity at which MR equals MC. Hopefully we can get that one. It's the most important rule in all of microeconomics. Question 2, which of the following is correct for a perfectly competitive firm? 1, the marginal revenue curve is demand. Mr. Darp, we know that. Okay, so 1 is true. The firm maximizes profit when price equals marginal cost. Price equals marginal cost. So we know they maximize profit when marginal revenue equals marginal cost, and price equals marginal revenue because of Mr. Darp. So if we combine those two statements together, we know that 2 is also true. It's basically saying the same thing as you know the first multiple choice question. 3, the market demand curve is horizontal. Mr. Darp is a horizontal line, if you remember. So all 3 of those statements are true. E. Number 3. Firms are profitable if, and so there's a couple of different ways we could say that. We would say if TR is bigger than TC, right? Total revenue is bigger than total cost. We could also say if the price is bigger than the average total cost, that would also be true. That's about the 2 answers that we would say in terms of like comparing values here. So A, TR is less than TC, that's wrong, no. Average revenue is less than average total cost. No, that's not necessarily going to be, no. Marginal cost is less than average. No, that doesn't tell you the profitability. ATC is less than the price. That tells you that they're profitable. So that D is the correct answer. And then the other one is ATC and marginal cost. And comparing those doesn't tell you whether the firm's profitable. So D. Number 4. If a firm has a total cost of 200, its profit maximizing level of output is 10. And it's breaking even, that is earning a normal profit, what's the price? So we know that in that circumstance, right, that breaking even means price equals ATC. And so total cost is 200. So we know TC equals 200, and we know that the quantity is 10. So we're just solving here, like this TC over Q equals ATC. So 200 over 10 is equal to 20. So we know the price is 20, so that answer is C. And for number 5, what's the firm's profit if the price of its product is 5 and it produces 500 units of output at a TC of 1,000? So this one's just a total revenue minus total cost, right? P profit equals total revenue minus total cost. And we're given total cost of 1,000. And so total revenue is 500 times 5. 500 times 5. So that's 2,500 minus 1,000. So profit equals 1,500. And so the answer is C. All right, let's take a look at free response number 2. I'm going to scroll down. Ooh, it's a table. I would also encourage you to check out this number 1. It's going to be an interesting problem. But number 2, price is $14. It tells us that right off the bat. It says calculate the firm's MC at each quantity. So we just need to, for part A, we just write quantity 1, 2, or we'll start with 0 actually, sorry. Quantity 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we know TC, and I'm going to write the TCs, you don't have to rewrite these. 14, 30, 36, 44. Just talking to myself in an empty classroom. Don't have any students here. 116. All right. So marginal cost is the change in total cost generated by a change in quantity. That's what that one is. So what we're going to look at for these is at each quantity. So we're just changing the quantity by 1 every time. So the marginal cost of the first unit is 16. The second unit is 6. The next unit is 8. The next unit's 12. The brain fart 16, 20, and brain fart again 24. I'm going to need more coffee. And so we've got our marginal costs. B says determine the profit maximizing level. All right, that's pretty easy. If the price is equal to price is 14, so MR is 14 because Mr. Darp. So marginal revenue is 14. So what we're going to look for is where does marginal revenue equal marginal cost, or we get as close as we can without marginal cost going over. So in this one, marginal for unit 5, marginal cost went over. So we won't produce the 5th unit, but we will produce the 4th unit, Q4. And it doesn't say to explain, so that's all we have to say there. So C, calculate the firm's profit at that level of output. Okay, so at Q4, TR is equal to 4 times 14. So that's $56. I think 4 times 40 is 4, or 4 times 10 is 40 plus 16 is 56. And so total cost at Q4 is, I think it gives it to us as 56. So it's right here, 56. Oh, so they have 0 profit. That's the answer there. So they're actually earning normal profit, and that means they're in a long run equilibrium. Okie dokie. So hopefully this helps you. I would really encourage you kind of look through this module and the module before it, right? It's not always helpful just to do the problems, but maybe skim through the text. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. Good luck.